Windsor Chinese Alliance Church is part of the Christian and Missionary Alliance, better known as the CNMA. The CNMA was founded in the 1880s by Reverend Albert Simpson from the Presbyterian Church in 1865. However, in 1887, Simpson was compelled to take the message to all nations, and therefore he created the Christian and Missionary Alliance. It has now become a denomination consisting of 440 churches in Canada, and, as their name suggests, the Christian and Missionary Alliance, as well as the Windsor Chinese Alliance Church, has now become focused around missionary work, both locally and overseas, due to Simpson's vision. The Windsor Chinese Alliance Church was first founded by Reverend Samuel Mock 40 years ago with an attending body of only 2 families. Mrs. Mock started Chinese school as a means to reach out to non-believers. After the second day of Chinese school, held in Reverend Mock's house, the number of students had increased so much that they had to borrow a place from the local Chinese Missionary and Alliance Church. Reverend Mock made all the desks and chairs for the Chinese school by himself with limited tools. Thus, Windsor Chinese Alliance Church began in the basement of the local Christian and Missionary Alliance Church on Goyu Street. It consisted of one congregation of Cantonese-speaking members, unlike our trilingual church today. Gradually, they invited university students into their homes and shared the gospel with them. They visited local Chinese families door to door, as well as newly arrived refugees. Afterwards, the WCAC relocated because the people who owned the place were selling it, so they met at the community center on University Street for a while. They continued on to a building on Wyandotte Street, which became their first ever personally owned building. It was supposedly a gambling plaza until the owner could not afford the building project and had to sell it halfway through. In this building, English and Cantonese services were held. Later on, the Cantonese service was translated into Mandarin to cater for the influx of immigrants from mainland China. In 2001, Reverend Larry Chung became the pastor of WCAC. In 2003, Reverend Chung brought on Reverend Timothy Wang and Reverend Rob McLean to the pastoral staff, thus expanding our ministries to Cantonese, Mandarin, and English congregations. We have worship services, prayer meetings, and fellowships in English, Cantonese, and Mandarin, meeting to people of all ages. To meet this expansion, WCAC moved to our current location on Seminole Street. In 2014, Reverend New was recruited to the pastoral team to take care of the growing number of university students from China. Being part of the Christian and Missionary Alliance, our focus is on evangelism, locally and globally. This can be seen through the work at Meadowbrook Fellowship Church and other various mission trips to China, Mexico, Myanmar, Northern Ontario, Quebec, and more. Recently, as our ministry expands, Reverend Larry Chung proposed adding a new chapel, which is a recent addition, finished only a couple months ago. This chapel provides a focused place of worship for smaller groups. The basement of this chapel provides a better and safer learning environment for expansion of children ministry. You are now sitting in this new chapel witnessing the work and grace of God on WCAC. On your way out, please pick up a brochure listing all our ministries and their times. Please join us in one of these gatherings or contact one of our pastors.